Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel for a little bit of a different video because today we're doing a homeware haul. I am like super excited to film this video, and I think it has more to do with what I'm just super excited about at the moment, which is of course buying my first like flat that I'm going to own or at least have a mortgage on, and moving, which is all very impending. There's still, you know, like little bits and pieces here and there with lawyers and banks and stuff, but overall like it is impending. And since my friend Jill and I officially had our offer accepted on a flat back in November, I believe it was, I had been picking up bits and pieces for my new home, and I was also lucky enough to be given a few bits and pieces for Christmas. So I've had tons of requests to do more content surrounding moving and a flat tour and the process of like making over some of the bits of secondhand furniture I've bought and other bits and pieces of content. But since I'm not in the flat yet, I thought I would ask on Twitter if you would all be interested in seeing a homeware haul, and the answer was almost unanimous. It was a very firm yes, and who am I to deny you all what you want to see. So yes, let's talk about the bits and pieces I have acquired for my flat over the past few months. So the first thing I'm going to show you is one of the most exciting things in this haul. And I think I'm showing my age when I say that. I am about to turn 30, and one of the most exciting pieces for my new home I have picked up is this set of nesting bowls. I hear it, okay? Like, I hear it. I picked this up in TK Maxx, but it is the brand Joseph & Joseph. So Joseph & Joseph are an absolutely phenomenal sort of like kitchen and like other household goods brand that my mum uses, that my partner uses, that friends use. In fact, when I lived with my wonderful friend Celia in London, she owned a set of these and I adored using them. They were absolutely fantastic. So naturally, when I saw it at TK Maxx, I had to pick it up. And I mean, I'd been looking at these full price in John Lewis, so the fact that I saw them in TK Maxx where, you know, goods are discounted because there may be older models, for example, was wonderful. And I do believe this is like the older model in the sense that the up-to-date version of these nesting bowls is actually a 9-piece set, whereas this is an 8-piece set. But look, I'm not going to complain because I got them for a chunk of money off. And what is included in this set here, if you're curious, is 3 mixing bowls of varying sizes, a colander, which I needed, I do not own a colander, and 4 measuring cups. So we have like your full cup, your half cup, your third of a cup and quarter of a cup. And again, didn't have any of those because my mum has commandeered mine. I did have measuring cups, but my mum asked if she could keep them because she's been using them a lot recently, and I said yeah, of course, I'll get a new set. And this was perfect because obviously needed a colander, needed the cups, and can always do with more mixing bowls, to be honest. So yeah, I love this. I love the colours. I love Joseph & Joseph. They're a fantastic brand, and I'm sure I'll be acquiring more of their pieces for my home in good time. On the same day I actually picked up those nesting bowls, I got myself a little bit of a treat. This maybe wasn't a necessity, but I found it in the John Lewis Christmas sale, and because it was the end of the sales, it was quite heavily reduced from £22 to £7, and I couldn't resist. It is a carafe / decanter and glass set, so it is Christmassy because of the box. I guess it's a gift set and it has stars on it, but personally I don't see stars as something exclusively Christmassy. So I have always wanted a carafe, which again seems like something someone approaching 30 would say, and now I finally have one. Plus I love stars, so I don't know if you can see that, I'll do a close-up, but it is a star engraved carafe which comes with a matching cup, or I guess a lid. I mean, you don't really need a lid on a carafe when you're putting this out at dinner parties or using it with friends, but you know, I don't actually have a ton of drinking glasses, so this is a fantastic little piece to get beside it, and I'm really looking forward to like serving wine in this, like I said, at dinner parties, or making cocktails with my flatmate and I, and we can, you know, just like enjoy the aesthetic of it. It just like adds something a little bit extra, I think, when you like go to that little bit of effort. And equally it's great if you're making things like iced tea or lemonade in the summer. So yeah, I've always wanted a carafe. Not necessarily a necessity, but when I saw it so heavily reduced in the Christmas sale, I couldn't resist, and I'm super excited to live my best carafe life in the new flat. So the next few pieces I want to show you are all decorative rather than necessarily practical, because they're all prints. and in fact the frames that they're all in. So I have been acquiring a few more prints for my flat because I'm somebody that loves a cluttered wall. I love a gallery wall, I love a very full picture wall, and there's going to be more space for me to hang up pictures in this flat, including the hallway and the living room and my bedroom. So looking forward to that, and thankfully Jill and I have quite similar taste, so a lot of things we agree on decoration wise. But as much as I needed prints, I needed frames to put them in. So I have to say, all of the frames I'm going to show you that I've put these prints into, I picked up second hand, and I do think that that is something worth bearing in mind when you need frames, because frames can be a little bit pricey and sometimes you want to splurge on a very specific frame, and I get that. But I've found most of the frames for my pictures in charity shops, often for sort of £2, £1, £1.50, and that's frames that say are from John Lewis or Marks and Spencer's originally that might have cost like £10, £15. So I would highly recommend looking in second-hand shops and charity shops for frames if you're in the market. Even if they've got prints in that you don't like, you can just swap them over. So I actually want to show you these two first because they're from the same artist. This is from an Etsy shop that I discovered recently when I was searching for like Greek mythology inspired prints, and the first one I found was Circe's Island. So this is Visit Aiea, Circe's Island, in the style of a tourism poster, but of course for the mythological island of Aiea where the goddess Circe ended up. And I love the concept, I love the colours, and I love the illustration style. Was really pleased with this, and I had this nice gold frame. I originally put in a black frame, but then realised I had this gold one and thought, actually that's quite a nice like statement piece. I think I'm going to pop it in there. So yeah, really love that. I'll do close-ups of these again. But what I wasn't expecting when I placed my order from Fran Haslam Designs on Etsy was that she threw in a little freebie, or at least I hope she meant to do this and I didn't just accidentally get somebody else's order. But that was the A4 print of Circe, and with it she put in this little A5 version of her Pandora artwork, which I love, and it's so stunning, and also the colours could not have fit more perfectly with this brown frame, which I picked up on a whim in a charity shop for I think £1.50, just assuming that I would eventually have a print to fit it, and I did eventually. That is one thing I'll say about finding frames secondhand, is I often just pick up the nice ones when I see them. I don't necessarily have something to put in them or know if they're going to fit the artwork I have, but you know, I stockpile. So yeah, I was obviously thrilled to see that she'd included this smaller print in there, and I can't wait to have both of them on my wall. I also picked up a print from the online store Fatties and Feelings, which is this one. Sorry about the reflections, I'm trying to hold them at an angle so you can see them better, which I love. Like, this is so beautiful. It's in an illustration style I absolutely adore, and I am realising that a number of the prints on my wall are of naked women. Like, I have a lot of illustrated naked women print, but that's not a bad thing. I am entirely okay with that. In fact, I am pretty damn happy about that. This one in particular has a little bit of text here at the bottom which says one thing at a time, and I just thought that would be a really nice reminder every day when I start my day, because sometimes I need to remember that. So those were the prints that I picked up recently, but I did buy myself one more thing for the flat before I get into Christmas gifts, and they're currently in this box because I actually had already packed some of this stuff and then realised it would be nice to show it all. So I'm opening this one box of things that I acquired recently. Thankfully, for some reason, all my new acquirements, or whatever you call them, were in the same box. And the one that I picked myself up was a set of like side plates or cake plates or just like little sandwich plates, again from TK Maxx. Look, I love TK Maxx. It is one of my favourite places, particularly for homeware, because you can find really nice stuff for really affordable prices. And yes, if you're in the US, I am talking about TJ Maxx. In the UK we call it TK Maxx. No idea why that was a decision. I mean, these are both exactly the same, so do you know what, I'm not going to open the second one. They are these lovely hand painted plates with a little bit of like gold, do you call it foiling when it's on plates? I'm so used to talking about gold foiling on books, but a little bit of like metallic paint as well. And they are originally from the brand Socca, S-O-C-C-A, which I hadn't come across before, but noticed a few things in TK Maxx from them that were really beautiful, so I'm probably going to keep an eye on them from now on, because if the rest of their stuff is anything like this, I am absolutely here for it. So yeah, I've got myself two little side plates. Don't have any dinner plates yet, but you know, I'm sure I will acquire some with time. And on the topic of tableware, in fact, I actually received a gift from my wonderful friend Jill for Christmas, who is the other half of my mortgage application. We are moving in together, and it was this sort of pasta bowl, which is beautiful. Again, pretty sure she bought this in TK Maxx because, like me, she's a big fan. But it's originally from the brand CMG, handmade in Portugal. Dishwasher and microwave safe. Fantastic. And it's just stunning. I am a big fan of the mismatched style when it comes to dinnerware. Like, I love just having lots of bowls and plates and mugs that are all uniquely beautiful and don't necessarily match. So I love this. I'm looking forward to picking up more pieces down the line, either from places like TK Maxx, independent brands, or from secondhand shops. I find charity shops and secondhand shops are also fantastic. I do have some other bowls which I've had for a long time, which I picked up in secondhand shops, so happy to add this one to my collection. We then, lastly, I think for the TK Maxx purchases, have a cafetiere. This was a Christmas present from my mum's. Sorry, that tissue paper I was using to protect it a little bit, but my mum got me this for Christmas. It was actually, I think, like the only thing I asked for Christmas, because I used to have a cafetiere. I'm a big coffee drinker, but it smashed. I can't remember if it smashed before or after I moved back home, but regardless, my mum had one, so I haven't needed my own in that time. But of course, moving out, I can't take my mum's with me, so I needed my own one, and she got me a pink one, which I'm very happy about because my old one was black, and I love just, again, colourful patterned kitchenware. So this is from the brand Bodum, which is actually the same brand of my mum's cafetiere, and they're really high quality ones, but I do know that she picked this up in TK Maxx. It also has a little measuring spoon, which is really nice because that's obviously handy for when you're making coffee. So my mum did very kindly pick me up another couple of bits and pieces for my home. The first one of which still has the ribbon on it from the seller, and it is this little chopping board which has been hand carved with a little sort of cocktail design. In my head this is a gin and tonic, but I guess there's no real indication that that's what it is, but in my head it's got gin and tonic carved into it because that's what I'll be using this for, making my gin and tonics, possibly some other bits and pieces as well. But my mum picked this up at a crafts fair in Edinburgh, which happened before Christmas, and it doesn't have like a brand name or a maker name on it, and my mum doesn't know who the seller was. But if you're familiar with like a local Edinburgh artist or crafter who makes things like this and could have made this one, let me know so I can link it down below. But it's just a really nice like piece, and it was a really nice Christmas present because I feel like it's the kind of thing you're less likely to buy yourself. Then lastly from my mum is the contents of this little box, which is from Yvonne Ellen, who are a homeware brand which you can buy online from the Yvonne Ellen shop, which you can buy from John Lewis. I've also seen them in little independent shops in places like Stockbridge in Edinburgh, and it's a set of 2 glasses and they are beautiful. Like I said, I didn't really have any glasses for my new home, and these are obviously slightly more fancy ones, but you know, sometimes it's nice to live your best fancy life even when you're just having a glass of water. They may also end up with cocktails in them because one of them does say cocktail hour, the other one says hip hip hooray, and they both have animal prints on them. I really love this. I really love Yvonne Ellen's stuff, and I own one of her mugs which my friend Lauren got me for a few years ago for my birthday, and I can definitely see myself picking more up from them in the future, but for now I'm very chuffed with my 2 glasses. They are just stunning, and again, so glad that I have a mum with such good taste. Lastly, however, on the topic of glasses, I was gifted a set of 4 little glasses that look like this from my family friend Diane. Well, I call her my bonus mum. She is my mum's friend who I have grown up with, and like I said, it's like a bonus mum to me, and she gifted me these lovely little glasses which may, to be honest, for all accounts be dessert like bowls, like for small desserts. But given how many times I've mentioned alcohol and cocktails in this video, can you guess what I'm probably going to use them for? Probably cocktails or Prosecco or wine or whatever, because they're just so cute, and I think they look like little retro, almost like mid-century modern wine glasses, even if they are dessert cups. So she gave me a set of 4 of these, and they are actually hand-me-downs from her mother, so that just makes them extra special. I'm not going to unpack the other 2, they all look the same, because I love things that have a little bit of history that have been shared amongst family members and friends which have ceased to be used by their previous owner and are then given to somebody new, and these have that little bit of history, and they are moving from one home to my home. Plus Diane's mum was also someone quite special to me before she passed away, given how close I am to Diane. So yeah, I'm really pleased these are coming with me to my new home. I may have ice cream or desserts in them as well, but you know, multifunction. multi-purpose. Those, however, are all of the bits and pieces that I've acquired for my new flat lately. Naturally, I have lived away from my mum's house before, so I do have some of my own possessions that I'll be taking, and I'm sure I'll be picking up more pieces I need in the future. But yeah, it's been really nice acquiring bits and pieces here and there that I think are just going to slot in really, really nicely to mine and Jill's new home. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. A little bit of a different one, but it was fun for me to film because, to be honest, the thing at the forefront of my mind every day at the moment is moving. So aside from PhD and a current piece of work I have going on, everything is house related, and if you'd like more house related videos, let me know. But until then, happy reading, happy homing, and I will see you all again in the next one. Bye everyone.